Imagine this. You walk into a nursery, you buy what everyone buys, and you do everything right. You plant blueberries, you fight the soil, you fight the birds, you wait years, and when the harvest finally comes, it's a small bowl and a long list of regrets. Now, imagine planting fruit that does not demand perfect soil, fruit that can handle real winters, fruit that produces hard enough to make netting optional, and fruit you almost never see for sale, not because it's bad, but because it doesn't fit what the nursery world likes to sell. Today I'm sharing unheard-of fruit plants that outperform the popular choices, and yes, I grow all of them. Before we start, comment your USDA zone and your country, one line. That tells me which plants on this list are perfect for you. If you like gardening history mixed with practical planting advice, subscribe now. This channel is for people who want plants that earn their space. Let's go. Here's how this video works. I'm giving you 7 plants. For each one, you'll get what it is, where it grows, when it starts producing, what it replaces, and one key thing you must know before planting. And I'll tell you the honest reason you don't see it everywhere. Now, plant number 1. 1. Hardy kiwi, kiwi berry. Most people hear kiwi and think of the fuzzy brown fruit from the store. Hardy kiwi is different. The fruit is small, smooth-skinned, and you eat it whole. No peeling, no mess. Pop it like grapes. If you've ever wanted to grow grapes but got tired of mildew, birds, and uneven harvests, this is a serious alternative. Hardy kiwi is for colder climates than regular kiwi, but the exact range depends on variety and your site. The main point is this: it handles real cold. Kiwi is not instant. Usually you're waiting a few years, but once it starts, it can produce heavily. The one key thing you must know: this is a vine, not a bush. It needs a strong trellis, not a weak fence, not a thin stick, a real structure. And most varieties need a male and a female plant for pollination. That's the catch. 2 plants, 1 trellis, and you have to commit. It's not a quick grab-and-go plant. People don't want to build a trellis, and the fruit is soft, so it's not a great supermarket fruit. Now, comment this. Would you plant a vine if it gave you buckets of fruit every season? Comment yes or no. 2. Honeyberry, hascap. If you live in a cold region, you've probably been steered toward the same 3 berries over and over: strawberry, raspberry, blueberry. Honeyberry deserves to be in that conversation. It's a berry shrub that handles cold extremely well and fruits early. This is the cold climate answer for people who struggle with blueberries. Blueberries can be great, but they come with soil demands and slow progress. Honeyberries are usually less dramatic. Cold zones love it. It's built for them. It often fruits earlier than most berries, and it can start producing within a few years. The one key thing you must know: you usually need 2 different varieties for pollination. That's not a problem. That's an excuse to plant 2. Nurseries don't push it because most customers don't ask for it, and most nurseries don't educate, so it stays rare even when it performs. If you're enjoying this list, subscribe now. The next plants are even tougher, and they solve problems most gardeners think are normal. Now comment your zone again if you haven't yet, and add one word: cold, mild, or hot. 3. Aronia, black chokeberry. Aronia is called chokeberry. That name scares people off. The raw berries can be astringent, that's true, but once you process them, juice, syrup, jam, blending with sweeter fruit, they become useful fast. If you're planting fruit mainly to store it, process it, or turn it into something you can use all year, Aronia beats a lot of popular berries. It's hardy and adaptable. Many gardeners grow it across a wide range of zones. It's not an instant plant, but it doesn't take forever either. It begins paying back once established. The one key thing you must know: this is not a handful while you walk by fruit for most people. It's a harvest and turn into something else fruit. And that's why it's powerful. It's a storage plant. Before we continue, subscribe if you want more videos like this. These are the plants that used to be common knowledge in certain regions, and now most gardeners never hear about them. Now let's go. 4. Serviceberry, saskatoon, Amelanchier. Serviceberry is a shrub or small tree that produces berries about the size of blueberries. They ripen to a deep purple and they taste sweet with a flavor that works in pies, jam, muffins, and anything you would do with blueberries. Many types handle cold extremely well, and some are listed for a wide zone range. One common example, Saskatoon serviceberry, is often listed for zones 2 to 9. It can start producing while it's still young, then increases as it matures. If blueberries have disappointed you, serviceberry is the alternative worth trying. Now, the one key thing you must know before you plant it. Birds love serviceberries. If you want a real harvest, you will probably need netting, or you accept that you are sharing. That sounds like a downside, but here's the difference. With some plants, birds take everything. With serviceberry, the plant can produce enough that you can still get your share if you protect part of it and harvest on time. People walk in asking for blueberries. They buy what they've heard of. Serviceberry stays regional even though it's a strong plant. Have birds ever wiped out your berries before you could pick them? Comment yes or no. Number 5. Sour cherry, Prunus cerasus. Most people think cherries mean tall trees and constant battle. Sour cherries are different. They're used for pies, jam, juice, and preserving. And here's a big advantage. Sour cherries are self-fertile, which means one tree can set fruit on its own. That makes it simpler for home growers who don't want to plant 2 or 3 trees just to get one harvest. Sour cherry is widely grown in cooler climates. Many guides list it as hardy across cold zones. One Arboretum reference lists zones 3 to 8. Like most fruit trees, it takes a few years, but once it settles, it becomes a steady producer. If you wanted sweet cherries but don't want tall ladders, sour cherry is the more practical choice. Now, the one key thing you must know: airflow matters. Crowded branches invite disease. Keep it open, keep it clean, and it behaves better. Would you rather harvest fruit you can preserve or fruit you eat fresh immediately? Comment preserve or fresh. Number 6. Sea buckthorn, Hippophae rhamnoides. Sea buckthorn is a cold region plant with bright orange berries. It's known for surviving brutal conditions. It can tolerate deep cold, and it thrives in full sun. Now here's the special part. Sea buckthorn forms root nodules with nitrogen-fixing bacteria, which means it can add nitrogen to the soil system around it. That matters because most fruit plants are heavy feeders. This one can contribute instead of only taking. It's native to cold temperate regions and can handle serious winter cold in the right conditions. Once established, it can yield heavily, but it is not an instant plant. If you wanted a tough fruiting hedge or a plant that can handle poor soil better than most fruit, this is one to consider. Now, the one key thing you must know: it needs light. Sea buckthorn does not tolerate shade. Also, harvesting can be thorny and annoying, so you plant it on purpose, not by accident. Nurseries don't push it because the berries are not candy sweet and most people don't know what to do with them. Now, plant number 7 is the closer, and it's the one that makes people say, "Why didn't anyone tell me this earlier?" But there's a catch you must know before you plant it. Number 7. Mulberry, Morris. Mulberry is one of the most productive fruit trees you can grow. When it's happy, it doesn't give you a cute little harvest, it gives you a real harvest. Mulberries can grow across many climates, but the exact range depends on the species and cultivar. The important point is this: it's not a fragile tree. It's a tough tree. Once established, it can produce heavily each season. If you've been trying to get big harvests from fussy fruit plants and you keep losing, mulberry is the opposite experience. Now, the one key thing you must know: mulberries can be messy. Ripe fruit drops, and birds do notice them. So you plant mulberry where fallen fruit will not ruin your patio, your walkway, or your driveway. If you plant it in the wrong spot, you will hate it. If you plant it in the right spot, you will wonder why you waited so long. Nurseries don't push it because it's messy. It's not a clean ornamental with a bonus tree. And many people don't want a tree that produces that much fruit because it forces you to deal with the harvest. Now, comment this: would you rather have a plant that gives a small harvest with no mess or a big harvest with some cleanup? Comment small or big. Now here's the pattern that connects all 7 fruits. If you noticed something, you're already ahead. The plants that destroy what nurseries sell usually share 3 traits. 1, they don't ship well, or they don't fit supermarket profit. That keeps them out of stores, and when they're not in stores, people don't ask nurseries for them. 2, they require one real commitment: a trellis, 2 varieties for pollination, a good planting location, or a willingness to process fruit. 3, they reward long-term thinking. They're not one-season toys. They are real food plants. Now, I'm going to make this simple so you can choose based on your zone. If you live in very cold zones, start with honeyberries and Aronia. Add serviceberry if you want a blueberry-like berry without the constant soil fight. If you live in mid-zones, serviceberry, sour cherry, and Aronia are strong starters. Hardy kiwi is excellent if you're willing to build a real trellis. If you live in mild zones, you can grow most of these, but heat and chill hours still matter by variety, so you match the plant to your local conditions. In hot areas, you focus on heat-tolerant selections and plant where summer stress is lower. Now here's the part that decides whether you actually win with these plants. Most people fail because they plant one, then treat it like a decoration. Fruit plants need a purpose, so choose your purpose. If you want fresh eating, hardy kiwi, honeyberries, serviceberries, mulberries. If you want storage and processing, Aronia and sea buckthorn are powerful. If you want one tree that gives you reliable harvest you can preserve, sour cherry belongs on your list. Now, I want you to do 2 things in the comments. First, comment your zone. Second, tell me which plant you're choosing first. Just write the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. And if you already grow one of these, tell me the variety and what you learned the hard way. I read those comments and I use them to improve the next video. Now, if you enjoyed this and you want a full episode on one plant at a time, subscribe. Next video choice. Comment Kiwi if you want a deep guide to hardy kiwi, trellis setup, pollination, and pruning. Comment Aronia if you want a full guide on turning Aronia into juice and syrup, plus the easiest harvest method. See you in the next one.